Hi, good morning. Happy Sunday that you'll see on Monday. Yes, it's a wonderful and beautiful day here in my part of North Georgia. I'm looking for a parking space in the Publix parking lot because I'm one of those creatures of habit that I like to park on the same aisle when I come to the grocery store, because if I don't, I'm gonna lose my car. Look at that gray. I wish he would just go ahead. Just go ahead and come on out, you know? Be like a Tulsi Gabbard gray. I love her hair. She's got beautiful hair. Anyway, I don't like this setup, but my former phone holder lost its stickiness on its butt. And it's not one of those that, you know, has a suction cup that you can lick it and stick it. No, it's just sticky. It's just a sticky. I don't know how to describe it, but you can't just wet it and it stick again. No, it needs a new sticky thing. But anyway, I don't like this because I feel like I have to lean forward to talk to you, and I don't know why that doesn't make any sense. But anyway, like I said, I'm about to go in Publix because I have put off coming to the grocery store for a while now because I still had meats. We've got the meats, and you know, I would just put something with it, but I'm running out of all those little things to put with it. So I gotta go right now. Yeah. But anyway, I felt like a hard rocker. Ooh, look at all that gray. I don't know if it's showing on the screen as much as it's showing in person, but anyway, I felt like a hard rocker this morning when I finished blow drying my hair, because I flipped it upside down and used the diffuser, and it was huge. Yeah, it was big hair. And I was like, oh, you need to calm down a little bit. You're making me feel self-conscious about it. I don't want people to see my hair before they see me, even though, you know, the bigger the hair, the closer to God you are. Yeah, but I don't want to be smelt. I don't want people to smell me before I walk into a room, and I don't want people to see my hair before I walk in a room. I'm just saying. I have a little congestion going on. I don't feel bad, but anyway, just in case you're wondering. I pulled up at PetSmart the other day, or Petco, and I looked over at the car next to me, and she was putting on her makeup. And when I stepped out of my vehicle, I could smell her perfume, and her windows were up. That is a little bit too much perfume, ma'am. If I can smell it outside the vehicle, it's a little bit too much. Yeah, I'm just saying, just throwing it out there. One little spritz is plenty for the world, okay? Because we don't all want to smell your perfume. Yeah, a perfume should be more of a suggestion than a demand. Yeah, I'm just saying, I'm just throwing it out there. But anyway, I'm going in Publix. I'm sitting out here taking my time and delaying the inevitable. That's a big word for me. Yeah. Hello. There's my dog. She's sleeping. And I did trim her a little more today. And just do a little bit a day. And that way her's not so stressed out. Yeah. Anyway, I just want to tell you a story from my childhood. I don't know if I've told this one before. First of all, we were at my grandma's house, and I went outside to play because I was an outside child. Believe it or not, I was an outside child. But, well, we didn't have anything else to do, so we had to go outside, come to think of it. There was this little white poodle in this little tiny fence, and when I went out there, it started climbing the fence, and I grabbed it, and I took it back in my grandma's house, and my mom said, where'd you get the dog? And I said, right out there. And she came outside and she said that dog was in this little fence. And I said, uh-huh, but she climbed the fence. And she said, did she put her back in there? And I put her back in there, and she climbed up the fence again. And Mama said, well, look at that. And she grabbed her, and we took her back in the house. Well, when the people got home, my mother went out there and said, I'm taking this dog. And the lady said, what? And she said, you left this tiny little puppy outside in a little 3x3 fenced in area with no water and no food, and she was able to climb herself out, so she could have just ran off. But you don't do that with a little dog like this, so we're going to keep the dog. And the woman said, oh, okay. Oopsie, I hit pause by accident. And that was that. That's how we ended up with Buffy. Now, you would think Buffy would like me, since I saved Buffy's life by taking her in the house. But, no, she didn't like me. Hold on. That's better, because that was making my shoulder hurt. Yeah. So, anyway, Buffy became my mom's best friend and my worst enemy because, like I said, she didn't like me very much. So, anyway, we go to Florida on this little vacation, and we were down there staying on the beach, Daytona Beach. Well, for whatever reason, I had to go to the room. I don't know if I was going to the bathroom or if I wanted to go in and get something. I don't know, but regardless, I opened the door to go in the room, and Buffy takes off running out the room. Well, I take off running after Buffy, and she heads across the parking lot, and then she heads across all 4 lanes of A1A, which is the main drag down in Daytona. And this man in the parking lot across the street sees the dog and sees me running after it, crying and screaming and having a fit, and he picks the dog up. And he waits for me to get there, and he hands me the dog. Well, I don't know where my parents came from, because I don't know if they were just coming up behind me or whatever, and they saw me running. But here they come too, and here I thought Mom was going to be happy with me chasing the dog. I knew she was going to be upset that the dog got out, but I thought she'd be happy with me that I chased after her dog. But instead, she was upset with me because I could have been killed. What? I mean, I thought I was doing you a favor by catching your dog, you know? And she was like, well, you're more important than my dog. Well, you don't carry me around on your hip all the time like I'm a baby. You don't carry me around all the time loving on me. Okay, maybe because I'm 12 now, but I just thought you loved the baby. I'm just kidding. I knew she loved me, but she loved that dog. She did love that dog. She was upset with me that I took off running out after her, but she was also happy that we got her back. So, you know, I understood where she was coming from. And then, not related to the dog, another trip to Florida. I've told this one before, but we went to my Aunt Shirley's house. And my Aunt Shirley has beautiful things, okay? She has fancy things, fancy like Applebee's, actually fancier than Applebee's. She had a formal living room. We didn't have no formal living room. I mean, we just had a living room. And, yeah. So, I also, and the reason this memory came up is I may have been out in the humidity too much the last couple of days and developed a little heat rawness. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, a little uncomfortableness. Is that a word? It is now. And so I got the little bit of cornstarch and put on the little bit of heat rash, you know, to comfort it some. Yeah, because humidity, it does that to you, you know. Yeah, plain old cornstarch out of the kitchen cabinets, because that's what I had. you know, back in the 70s, our shorts were very short. And they barely covered your bum, and then they cut up on the sides. Well, I'm not sure why my mother chose this remedy, but I had some sort of heat rash going on because when you got the thick thighs, your thighs always rubbing together, okay? And that's one reason I don't like to wear shorts, because then my thighs get in a fight with each other. So I choose to wear like legging shorts because they don't ride up, you know, in the crotchety area. And I hate that. You're always having to pull them down. I don't wear those because I don't like to have to fight with them. But back then, that's all we had, and I didn't know better. So anyway, I have this little rash going on. Well, I don't know why my mother chose castor oil as the secret to fixing the problem, but she brought the castor oil with us to Florida, and we were staying at Aunt Shirley's house, and I was told to put a little castor oil in my hand, to rub my hands together and put it on the inside of my thighs. Well, I've always been an overachiever, and apparently I slathered the castor oil on my legs. Yeah. And then I went and sat down on the Duncan Fife sofa in the formal living room. I don't know if it was a Duncan Fife, but it was fancy like a Duncan Fife. And yes, Duncan Fife does have sofas. Someone corrected me and told me they only have tables one time when I told it a few years ago, and I was like, no, they actually do have sofas. Yeah, I didn't make that up. I just get corrected for all kinds of things. It's fine. But anyway, when I got up from sitting on that fancy sofa, there's two little moons from where my oily, greasy thighs were sitting. My mother was pretty mortified. I was very mortified, and I just went on to bed. I just had to take to the bed. I don't know. I guess my mom had to pay to have my Aunt Shirley's sofa cleaned. Yeah. And if you're wondering, I have an aunt named Shirley, and my mom's Shirley. Well, that's because my mom's brother married a woman named Shirley. So we had two Shirleys. And I got a brother named Donnie, and my brother-in-law's name's Donnie. And his brother's name's Johnny, and my sister's best friend's Johnny. So, you know, it just keeps going. It just, yeah, I guess that's how it is in the South. I don't know, but we all have the same names. I don't know. But anyway, that's it for this video. I do hope you enjoyed it. Remember, I love you. Jesus loves you. We hope he's coming back soon, because people do be crazy. And I'll talk to you on the next one, okay? Toodles, my noodles. Stay silly.